Shalom, shalom, everybody. Start this one off this week a little different than how we normally do it. Let's listen to a little music. This is a throwback. Me, my brother Dane Judah. What up, bro? And his brother Mariel from back in, goodness, I think like 2001, 2002, something that we put together for the Most High. It's called Glorify. I'm going to play a verse of that, then we're going to get into the lesson. Is that all right? Well, y'all can't talk back to me, so I'm going to assume y'all saying yeah. Not y'all probably cut me off, but here we go. Yeah. That got me where I needed to be at real quick. Appreciate you. Shout out once again to the brother Dane Judah. Man, gotta do some more. What you think? Man, this lesson is called, well, I can't even call it a lesson. This talk is called, How Long, Ye Simple Ones, Will Ye Love Simplicity? We're going to start off with Proverbs 15:21. Folly is joy to him that is destitute of wisdom, but a man of understanding walketh uprightly. The Good News Translation says, stupid people are happy with their ignorance, with their foolishness, but the wise will do what is right. The New Living Translation says, foolishness brings joy to those with no sense. A sensible person stays on the right path. So don't always feel bad when something that brings joy to everybody else don't necessarily make you feel good. And you feel like the odd man out, you feel like the oddball. Sometimes, a lot of times, you are in the right when you feel that way. So stick to your feeling. Don't try to jump in with the crowd and do what everybody else is doing. Don't try to be part of conversations just for the sake of being a part of the conversation. If it's not resonating with your spirit, or if it's something that you just think is stupid, then, sometimes you're right. Let's get one more translation. This is the Contemporary English Version. Stupidity brings happiness to senseless fools, but everyone with good sense follows the straight path. One last one. Stupidity is fun to the one without much sense, but a person who has understanding forges straight ahead. Just stay on your path. You don't let nothing, them distractions and stuff, veer you off your path, make you veer off your path. Just stay on your path. Don't feel bad when you don't resonate with every conversation that's going on, everything that everybody's hype about. Most of the time, when the majority is for something, it's something that you should be leery of anyway. I learned that in my personal experiences, in my personal life. Let's get another chapter and verse. This is Proverbs 10:23. It is a sport to a fool to do mischief, but a man of understanding has wisdom. The Common English Version says, fools enjoy doing wrong, but anyone with good sense will enjoy acting wisely. And then that brings me right to Proverbs 14:9. Fools make a mock at sin, but among the righteous there is favor. Then that's pretty plain. We don't need to get a translation on that. They make a mock at it. They laugh at it. Think it's funny. Think it's cool to do sin. But among the righteous there is favor. This is Proverbs 26:18 and 19. As a madman who raiseth firebrands, arrows, and death, so is the man who deceiveth his neighbor and saith, Am I not in sport? Now, I ain't really know what that meant. Am I not in sport? I didn't really get that, so had to go to the other translations to get some clarity, so I'll bring back a little bit for y'all too. This is the God's Word translation, and it says, like a madman who shoots flaming arrows and death, so is a person who tricks his neighbor and says, I was only joking. Now, what that make y'all think of? Let me read it out of one more translation. We're going to talk about what that make y'all think of that we see a lot of nowadays online. This is the Christian Standard Bible. Like a madman who throws flaming darts and deadly arrows, so is the person who deceives his neighbor and says, I was only joking. What that make you think of? It was a prank, bro. It was a prank, man. Please don't beat me up. Please don't shoot. It was a prank. It was a prank. Same thing. I was only joking. And that just lets you know that it's nothing new under the sun. The same stuff that was going on way, way back when the good book was created is the same stuff that's going on right now. And as soon as you learn, the more you learn not to repeat cycles. And then some cycles we want to repeat, but when it comes to just doing foolish stuff and stupidity, we don't want to repeat them cycles. That's why the title of this whole video is How Long, These Simple Ones, Will You Love Simplicity? How long are we going to carry on and keep doing the same stupid stuff over and over and expecting different results? But let's just move along and get some more chapter and verse. This is Proverbs chapter 14 and 15. By the way, I love Proverbs. This is a wisdom book, and it's a book that has a lot of practical knowledge, like things that we can use in our everyday life. Like, I know it's different type of people who study the Bible and read the Bible, and different people who have their things that they gravitate to. My favorite books are, so far that I know of, Proverbs, Ecclesiastes, and then in the Apocrypha, I love Wisdom of Solomon, and I love Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, because these are the books that give us tips on everyday life. Like the people that we meet, I can like almost color code. I got my Apocrypha color coded, and each verse is basically about somebody or some groups of people that I know. And I even got a color code for myself. I got the green ones because my last name is Green. So all the verses that's in green is verses that resonate with me personally. If I've been something that I need to work on or something that I do like about myself or whatever, I got them all in green. Or something that I need to be more careful of, more cognizant of, I got all those in green. But back to the topic at hand. This is Proverbs chapter 14, verse 15. And it says, the simple believeth every word, but the prudent man looketh well into his going. We go to the God's Word translation, and that says, a gullible person believes anything, but a sensible person watches his step. One more, the New Living Translation, only simpletons believe everything they are told. The prudent carefully consider their steps. Now, both of those I read for a reason. My mom didn't cuss at all. She told me one time she thought a cuss word in her head, and she prayed and begged for forgiveness just for thinking that word. So she had regular words that were in the regular English vernacular, but when said by somebody else, they might feel one way. But when she could make certain words have so much weight and gravity to them because they was like her serious words. Because like to a person like myself, like growing up, if somebody like, oh, he cuss, oh, he really serious because he don't talk like that. So for him to cuss, it had to be something serious. My mom didn't cuss, so like certain regular words, when she used them words and she used them, put the force behind them, you know she wasn't playing. And simpleton was one of them. So whenever I was acting a monkey, and as my granny used to say, and I needed to get myself in check, that's when I heard simpleton, I knew to get right. And once in a while she'd use it just in a playing way, but a lot of times when I heard simpleton, I probably figured I probably messed up somewhere. And then in the God's Word translation, when it says a gullible person, that also struck a chord with me because like my first girlfriend, all about puppy love, and you know what they say, your nose is wide open and all that. So anything she used to tell me, I just used to believe it. And even after a while, that even became something to her to joke me about. And she used to call me a nickname, Gullible Yo. So a lot of times I say when I read the scriptures, it's things that have happened. I don't know why my throat feels so dry all of a sudden. Let me get a little taste. Sorry about that. Gotta do it. But it's certain things that I see that remind me of certain things in my life. And that's how I learned the Bible. I explained that before, how I learned to understand the Bible. When I pray for understanding, certain things would happen. And then when I would read it in the scripture, I was like, hold on, that's what happened to me. So then I internalized those scriptures and I kind of take them, commit them to memory because they basically reflect a time or a person or experience that I've had in my life. And that's how the Most High worked with me to help me understand His book when I pray for understanding. So once again, a gullible person believes anything, but a sensible person watches his step. I strive now to be that sensible person, be the prudent person that carefully considers their steps instead of being gullible and simpleton that just go along with anything somebody tell me, question everything, for real, for real. And that definitely behooves us in this day and time that we in, because there's a lot of people out here telling us stuff that don't really make sense if we was take 5 seconds to really think about it, consider the sources and consider what's being said. But so many of us are those simpletons, are those gullible people that just believe anything that somebody says, and then don't let that person be a celebrity. Don't let that person be quote unquote important or rich or so supposed, whatever, somebody that everybody think that we supposed to look up to. Study, know stuff for yourself. It's nice to listen to experts. It's nice to listen to people who have done their research. And a lot of them is valid people too, but you gotta check behind everybody. You can't just take nobody word just at everything just at face value. The only one word that I would take at face value with no question of it is the word of the Most High. That's in those 66 books of the Bible. That's in those apocryphal books. And even people question the validity or the inspiration of the apocryphal books. But the way how you test it is by the word. We know the 66 to be accepted all the way around the world. So if it lines up with what's in those books, then I accept it. But if it don't line up, then I gotta question it because I'm like, hey, we know this is the litmus mark. So anything else gotta go through that. And that's how we should do in real life. Like it's gotta go through. Have a process for stuff to go through before we just take it and commit it and say this is what it is. You feel me? But let me stop ranting. Let me not rant. Let me not do too much. You feel me? Let's go to Proverbs 4 and 26. What I was saying. Ponder the path of thy feet and let all thy ways be established. Really consider what's going on. Consider where you're going. Don't just jump up and do something. Consider before you take a step. Be proactive instead of reactive. I guess it's a good way to say it. This is the Christian Standard Bible. Carefully consider the path for your feet, and all your ways will be established. New Living Translation says, mark out a straight path for your feet. Stay on that safe path. People will mock somebody and say that it's wrong to stay safe, but for real, these days and times, can't afford to do too much dangerous stuff for real. Because there's danger lurking at every turn. So you gotta make sure that you're on the right path. This is Hebrews 12 and 13. And make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. This is the Christian Standard Version. It says, make straight paths for your feet, so that what is lame may not be dislocated, but healed instead. That's another one that stands out to me. I twisted my ankle before. So sometimes, once I stepped on that curb or whatever and it twisted, now I used to just walk aimlessly and not really look where I was going. But once I did that and I felt what that felt like, that pain that brought me all the way to the ground, now I'll definitely look at the ground and see where it's cracked. Look where it's even, look where it's uneven, lest I irritate that injury and re-injure it or whatever like that. So once again, another verse that was just some words on the paper until I had that real life spill that made me take it a whole lot more seriously. And this is the International Standard Version. It said, and straighten the paths of your life so that your lameness may not be worse, but instead it may be healed. You walk on that straight path, it'll heal back up. But if you keep walking on them crooked paths and keep twisting it, boy, it don't feel good. This is the one that I named the talk after. This is Proverbs chapter 1, verse 22. How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge. This is the Good News Translation. It says, foolish people, how long do you want to be foolish? How long will you enjoy making fun of knowledge? Will you never learn? And that goes on a lot. That's a meme that I love. And it's like these people with little pea-sized brains, and they pointing and laughing at the one guy among them that has a big brain. And that happens a lot in life. Like even when you in school, you got people back in the day, that'll call you all types of nerds and bookworms and stuff like that because you studying or because you speak proper English or stuff like that. Stuff that will get you somewhere in life. Like I'm gonna tell y'all a little something that happened to me just over the weekend. Well, actually yesterday. A friend of mine was getting married, and he asked me to make a short video because his wedding was out of state, and he was like, I know with everything that's going on from the pandemic and everything, I know that you probably wouldn't be able to travel to be here at the wedding. So he asked me if I would please make a little short video singing a little piece of a verse of one of his favorite songs that I used to sing. And so I went to do it, but when I went to make the video, I noticed that my bathroom door was open and it was showing up in the video, and it just didn't look cool to me. So I shut the door, and it locked. I don't know how. It just was a freak thing that happened. It locked. So I had to call the emergency number for maintenance because I need my bathroom, especially on the Sabbath, whereas though I don't really like to leave the crib, so I need the bathroom. So I called, and when I said my address, the dispatch lady was like, thank you for saying it in a way that was I could understand you, because she was like, a lot of people that call in from your street, the way they say it, I never know what they're saying, and she pronounced it the way that they were pronouncing it. And it was so funny to me because my mom used to get on me about the way I used to pronounce my words, and it's something that we in the urban community know as code switching. It's like when we talk amongst each other, we might talk one way. But then when we talk to people who are not from our community, we talk so that we could be understood. But nowadays, it's like you get mocked for doing that. Like when somebody would call me, and they would call me while I was at my job, and normally I don't pick up. But if I did happen to pick up, and then they would hear me talk, interacting with the people where I work, they would like laugh, like listen at you, oh, probably, and like mocking my professional voice and stuff like that. And I'm like, that's a survival, like that's the way to make life easier. Like maybe you might not get certain jobs, you just sit down and only know how to be one way all the time. So it's like mocking. How long will you mock? Like I said right here, well, how long will you make fun of knowledge? How long will you make fun of common sense and make fun of things that make sense? But like I was saying, the lady like thanked me for pronouncing it the way that she could, like understand. And I just thought that was something that was understood. Like, yeah, we talk like this when we talking to each other. But then when we talking to somebody that's not one of us, then we talk so they can understand too. Because if not, you just look like a barbarian or a monkey or something to make fun of, something to joke about. You see what I'm saying? What the Bible say about that we would be if we wouldn't keep the commandments, a proverb and a byword. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that the key to everything is, like talk like that, because I seen memes where they say they show somebody, a young brother, with his pants sagging or something like that, and dressed all looking crazy, looking ridiculous. But then they showed like the old school pictures from slavery days and shortly after slavery, where people with 3-piece suits on was getting lynched, and people who talk proper was still definitely getting their rights violated and stuff too. So I'm not saying that that's the answer to everything. That there's never a time that we can, dress the way we want to dress, talk the way we want to talk. I'm just saying, be aware of your surroundings and govern yourself accordingly. That's just using wisdom in situations. See what I'm saying? And to make fun of somebody for using that wisdom is put you on the side of the foolish people. So let's just not walk that way. That's all I'm saying. And with that being said, I'm reading one more translation. This is the NET Bible, and it says, "How long will you simpletons," there it is again, "love naivety? How long will mockers delight themselves in mockery, and fools hate knowledge?" Let's not be that way, y'all. Let's be the people who love knowledge. Let's be the people who love, most of all, the Most High. And like I said last time, true knowledge is the wisdom of the Most High and His law, statutes, and commandments. That's the true knowledge that you need before any other knowledge. Let's love that knowledge. Let's love the Most High. Let's walk in His way. Let's return to His way, because we all have strayed at some point. Let's not stay straight. Let's not hate that knowledge. Let's come to love it. Let's come to embrace it, so that it will be well for us in the days that are certainly to come. They already here, and they just coming stronger and stronger. So let's embrace knowledge. Let's not hate it. Let's not mock it. Let's not love simplicity. Let's not love so much stupid stuff. Ain't nothing saying that there's nothing wrong with laughing. Nothing wrong with enjoying ourselves from time to time. Getting a laugh is necessary too, because with everything going so crazy, if all we do is just stay serious and like this all the time, then that could be a stressor and could be grievous too. So we gotta have balance. But at the same time, man, as much as we take in the foolishness, let's open the door for some more wisdom, some more understanding. Let's grasp that. We'll say with all that get understanding. Let's get that too, because that's super important. That being said, much love. Shalom to all of y'all. Most High willing, I'll be back sooner than later. Oh yeah, shout out to my guy, my Ak 713 Hebrew. That's his name on Instagram, for blessing me with this t-shirt right here. He got, man, I got this when he first started making them. So now he got like all types of intricate colors. He got all types of new designs. So I need to holler at him again myself. So like I said, I'll put the link to his page and stuff in the description box for this video if y'all want to check him out. And also any other brothers and sisters that might check this out and y'all got stuff that y'all want me to check out or whatever like that, just hit me up. I'll put my just hit me up and we'll work something out, or I'll get some stuff, or and if I do get it, I throw it on or whatever. Maybe when I sit here and do some of these talks, so anybody check it out, might like it, might want to get themselves one or whatever. But enough about that. I'm out of here. Shalom, shalom. Much love to everybody who took the time to sit here and watch me and continues to do so. It's much appreciated. Appreciate the encouragement in the comments section. Appreciate when people share other verses. I'm sure some of y'all sitting there might got some more verses that go along with what was being said. If you want to share any verses or anything like that, one day maybe I'll be blessed to do a live so we can talk back and forth with each other. I think that'll be fun. I'll be seeing my brother Breed and a lot of my other brothers, a lot of other brothers that I'm a fan of their work, doing stuff like that. And I like to get to that point to be able to do that one day, most high willing. But until that time, I'm out for now. Shalom, shalom. Pushing the button. This is brand new. Nothing's happening. So y'all see me hit the button with my thumb this time. Peace.